LGBTQ plus activists in Iran sentenced to death for spreading corruption on Earth. 2 women were sentenced to death yesterday by a court in the town of Urmia in Iran. They were convicted of, quote, spreading corruption on Earth for their LGBTQ plus activism and being openly lesbian. This charge is frequently opposed on defendants deemed to have broken the country's Sharia laws. Amnesty International said in January that the charges stemmed from her public defense of gay rights on her social media platforms, as well as an appearance in a BBC documentary which aired in May of 2021 about the abuses that LGBTQ people suffer in the Kurdistan region of northern Iraq. Well, again, these stories are always just a reminder of how our community is, globally attacked, and let alone in our own country, in which we just talked about. And these atrocities happen, in many, many countries where we have no legal rights.
The general spreading corruption on Earth. How, anyone can do that anytime. I littered today. I'm spreading corruption on Earth. It's so vague.
What do you say? What do you say to that? A charge like that? It's a reminder that we've made a lot of advancements in our own country, but we have to defend ourselves by being visible and refusing to think about the courage that took for them to be openly LGBT in the region of the world that they're in, to make statements in support of the LGBT community, knowing that they would be driven from their homes and face the very real possibility, now reality, of death.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it goes to show how important, the previous story was, how important it is to celebrate Pride and hold your partner's hand down the street in a community like ours where it is safer. Not necessarily safe, but safer, and that we can be that kind of shining light, that mentor, that example that other parts of the country can dream about and hopefully rise up against to get to those levels as well someday.
And it's also the importance of groups like Amnesty International, or I recently heard of you all might know them already, but I recently heard of a group called the Rainbow Railroad that works to bring LGBTQ people out of places like this and relocate them into countries where they can live without persecution.
And it's very interesting when we look at the conservative movement that's attacking the LGBTQ community, that's very much aligned with, again, maybe not murdering, but with, the extreme regimes of a Sharia law country, attacking LGBTQ people. And then, here are conservatives who claim to be about freedom, attacking the LGBTQ community. So, it's there's a very fine line between Sharia law and the fascism that's happening in our own country. So, beware.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.